Good morning, my dear students. Today I will discuss from class 3 and 4 maths. But first I will tell you the multiplication with a fraction. Suppose it is 1/5 of 50. 1/5 of 50. That means 1/5 multiplication with 50. Okay. At first I will divide the numbers with a numerator, denominator and numerator if it will be divided. 5 and 50 also we can divide by 5. Okay, that's why we should divide the 5 and 50. 5 ones are 5 and 5 ones are 5. 0 is in here because here also 50. We should 5 ones are 5 and 0 is in here. Okay, that's why we should write here 10. At last I will multiply with all the numerators. We should write here as a numerators. If is there any denominator up there, on that time we should write here as a denominator. Okay, 1. If the denominator as 1, on that time not necessary to write the numerator. Only we should write here the numerator. Don't need to write here the denominator. If the denominator denominator or the multiplication of denominator are 1, on that time not need to write. Okay, not need to write 1. Just you should write here numerator. After that I will tell you the next. Suppose it is 2/7 of 49. 2 by 7. At first we should write here multiplication sign or multiply. If only 49, if only 50, on that time it will be goes as numerator. So we should divide. If it can be possible, we can divide the numbers. That means these two numbers, both of the numbers can be divisible by the same number. If the number can be divisible by the same number, on that time we should divide the numbers. 7 ones are 7, 7 sevens are 49. That means we should write here only 14 because denominator 1, on that time not need to write here 1. Okay, if we should divide any number by 1, that is the same number, that's why not need to write here 1 as a denominator. Okay, after that I will tell you next the equivalent fraction. Write 3 equivalent fraction. Suppose it is 2 by 3. After that it is 2 multiplied with 2 and 3 multiplied with 2. If we should multiply with the same number with numerator and denominator, it is called the equivalent fraction. If we should multiply the numerator and denominator with the same number, that is called the equivalent fraction. 2 2s are 4, 3 2s are 6. If we will cut with, or if we will divide by 2 this fraction, on that time we will be getting this fraction. Okay, or this main fraction or lowest term. Suppose we should multiply with 3. If 2 multiply with 3, that is 6. 2 3s are 6. On that time also we should multiply 3 with 3, that is 9. Okay, this is 1 2. After that, the next we should multiply 2 and 3. After that we will multiply 4 5 etc. 4, if we multiply with 4, 4 2s are 8 and 4 3s are 12, so 12 is in here, that means 8 by 12. So these are the equivalent fraction of this fraction. Okay, then I will tell you compare the fraction. Compare the fraction, that means suppose it is 2 by 5, suppose it is 4 by 7. How to compare which one is the bigger or which one is the smaller? At first, don't forget it, at first you will find out the LCM. Find out the LCM of 5 and 7. 5 and 7 cannot divisible by the same number without 1. So when we should find out the LCM on that time, we should multiply the numbers. 3 5s are 35. After that, this is on the process. Draw the big line and small line. After that, we should write this fraction, and here also we should write this fraction. Okay, then we will go the rough portion. 35 35, because two fractions are there on that time, we should write here 2 times LCM. After that, divide. At first here is 5, so we should divide 35 by 5, it is 7, so we should multiply with 7. And also equivalent fraction, if we will get the equivalent fraction on that time, we should multiply with the same number. Here is 35 and here is 7, so we should divide by 7. 7 5s are 35, that means we should multiply with 5 here and here also 5. 5 7s are 35 and 2 7s are 14. Here is 5 7s are 35 and 5 4s are 20, so we should write here 20. Now the denominator are the same, that means it is a comparison of these two fractions, 35 and 35. Out of 35 it is 20 and out of 35 it is 14, that means it is a bigger number. So we should write here at first 20 by 35, it is greater than this one, that's why we should put the greater than sign. After that, I will write the next this fraction, that means the equivalent of this fraction, so we should write here 4 by 7. This fraction, that means equivalent of this fraction, so we should write here 2 by 5. This one is called the compare or comparison of fraction. So you should do these pages, 130 page, 132, page number 132. This is your homework. Okay, thank you my dear students, thank you for watching. You should do your homework and submit it to our WhatsApp group.